Hi, my name's Tom Colazzo, and I'm here to talk to you about police brutality. Police brutality is a current issue which is super relevant in today's world, and many controversies go along with it. I chose to talk about this issue because it is one that is progressively getting worse, as well as there are many different aspects and misrepresentations that go along with it. The point of this video is to showcase the issue and include the representations and misrepresentations of media. I will be diving into what makes this a problem, as well as some statistics and the thinking of officers and society overall. For those of you who don't know what police brutality is, the Law Dictionary defines it as the use of excessive and/or unnecessary force by police when dealing with civilians. It has many different forms and has been around for many years. This issue, although it's been around so long, is an epidemic, and year by year, it gets worse. In 2018 alone, according to mappingviolence.org, 321 citizens have been killed by police officers. And in 2017, police killed 1,146 people. There were only 14 days in 2017 where the police didn't kill someone. I know what you're thinking. The officers are only killing people because of crime. But unfortunately, that's not even the case. Fewer than 1 in 3 of the black people killed by police in America in 2014 were suspected of a violent crime and allegedly armed. That leaves the other 2 out of 3, or 69%, non-violent crimes and unarmed. 13 of the 100 largest U.S. city police departments kill black men at higher rates than the U.S. murder rate. We live in a society today where people are scared of the police, the people who are supposed to serve and protect us. And at this point, with these statistics increasing every year, they rightfully should be. To make matters worse, a lot of the misconduct does not get reported. And when it does, there is no accountability. For example, in 2015, 99% of the cases did not result in the officers being convicted of a crime. Many people, some like myself, who aren't around these types of misconduct very often, neglect to see how this is an issue, and this is a big deal. And it's time to face the facts of reality and notice. Many people have different outlooks on this subject. Some don't care. Some live in constant fear. Some feel as if the majority of the police are not this way. And some even think that being black doesn't factor into anything. To show some of the differing opinions and effect on society, I included some YouTube clips of people presenting their thoughts, from knowledgeable people about the subject to average Joes. Here's what some people think.
It's like, y'all put that suit on, y'all tie on that belt with that gun, y'all step out your front door, and then y'all think y'all better than everybody. You think it's because you got a badge and you got a gun that you run everything. You don't. I don't like how it's epidemic. Like, it doesn't make any sense for cops to just be killing people. Like, cops, y'all have lost y'all entire minds. I'm speaking to all cops because there are no good cops coming out saying that. It seems like once a week, it's a new video about a cop body slamming somebody. Like, why? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is the? It's like y'all have lost your minds. Like, it's somewhere out there in space because y'all put on this uniform and y'all forget y'all human. Like, y'all not superheroes. Y'all here to serve and to protect. Now y'all just killing. And I'm speaking upon my people too.
I think that's seen as indicative of how some law enforcement officers feel about the resentment that they get from the communities in which they serve. Sometimes you might have select individuals that are doing the wrong thing, but I think in large part most of law enforcement is doing the right thing, yet the community tends to paint all of law enforcement with an ugly brush, if you will, and lashing out at them when the overwhelming majority of them are doing the right thing. So I think that speaks to some of that resentment of getting pushback from the same people you're trying to help and serve.
The problem is this. It's everybody's making excuses for cops. Nobody's making a cop be a cop. That is your job. Our tax money is going to that. It's like in the situation in Baltimore, everybody is trying to find reasons why the cops are right.
These people talking about the subject really show how they feel about it, and within that, show some of the misconceptions and overall feelings towards the police. In the first video, we heard this woman I found on YouTube ranting about the issue because she just can't take it anymore. She's scared of the police and how nothing is being done about it and how it's constant. The second video showcases how the police are misrepresented in some ways, and almost all of them are seen as bad, which is not the case. All police should not be feared because of how a fewer percentage of them act. The third video is about the people who view the cops as right always. Some believe that there is not much done about the problem and how the victim seems to always be perceived as wrong. My opinions on the subject have the qualities of some of these videos. I too believe that this is an epidemic and there is not much being done. It's a tough issue to really deal with because of how many aspects it holds, but I think what the hardest thing for me is knowing that so many people fear the ones who are supposed to be here for our benefit and safekeeping. I live in a place where there is not as much police misconduct, although it can be anywhere, so I never really feared the police. But after sitting and researching, it's become undeniably clear that there really is something to fear. It happens daily, can happen anywhere, and it could happen to anyone. The problem is clear, and the statistics are getting worse. And I don't believe or think there is any excuse for this to happen. I have zero tolerance for this police misconduct. Most of the police who get caught for it and are wrong suffer no consequences, which just makes the whole thing worse, and it's what keeps it circulating. It's time to see what really causes this problem, as well as what can be done in really preventing it. This problem is one that can never be completely stopped, but the abuse and the killings can be and should be significantly reduced. We should not hate the police, and in time, we can get back to that place where people don't live in constant fear, because after all, not all officers and not all police are bad. But as George Bernard Shaw once said, progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Together, we can bring awareness to this issue and help people see that police are not all bad, and stop the abuse, stop the increasing body count. As citizens, we can also help the officers by being helpful and respectful towards them, as well as listening to them and their directions. We should feel safe in our communities and with the people protecting us. And with lasting progress, we can get to a point where our citizens and police can link together in society in peace. Thank you for listening to my literature review on police brutality. I hope you enjoyed it, could relate to it, loved it, hated it. Either way, this is Tom Colazzo saying peace out. P.S. Give me a good grade, I worked hard. Alright, just kidding. Bye.